There's just a lot you simply got to know.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 small details in Disney's Encanto.
What if you didn't understand what he saw?
Then you better figure it out.
For this list, we'll be looking at Easter eggs, small details, and hidden features that will make watching Encanto even more magical. If you haven't seen the Disney musical fantasy comedy yet, this is your spoiler warning. Did you spot any of these Easter eggs? Did you like the movie? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The many voices of Alan Tudyk.
I understand you.
You might not know this, but the voice behind Pico the Toucan is an integral cog in some of your favorite modern Disney movies.
I went to Julia.
Alan Tudyk has voiced everyone from King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph and the Duke of Wesselton in Frozen to Hey Hey in Moana and Tuk Tuk in Raya and the Last Dragon.
You're getting a little too big for this, bud.
And that's barely even scratching the surface.
Well, hello, step right up. Anything you need, I got it. All your favorite movies.
His casting was first announced on Twitter by the movie's co-director Jared Bush. He called Tudyk, quote, Disney Animation's good luck charm. Apparently this is an inside joke among those at Disney, and one that's proven rather lucky for the voice actor as well.
But at least I'll have a friend. Nope, you flew away immediately.
Quitter!
Number 9. We don't talk about Bruno, but we can see him.
Might be a Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. They say he saw the future. One day he disappeared.
The mysterious Bruno is the outcast of the Madrigal family, and one that they'd rather not discuss. In fact, this upbeat cha-cha-cha number is pretty insistent on telling us just that.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno.
Even though they don't want to talk about him, this song does a pretty good job in giving us and Mirabel some background about the ostracized uncle. And speaking of background, Bruno makes a couple of appearances in the background during this song too. You'll first notice him during the verse about the wedding.
Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin. You're telling this story, or am I?
But if you pay close attention, you'll also spot him on the balcony during Dolores' rap verse.
Yeah, but what about Bruno? I mean,
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
So you're telling me that Bruno...
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Number 8. The clues about Bruno's powers. Unlike the rest of the family, Bruno's magical abilities aren't really seen as a gift as much as an inconvenience.
He would see something terrible, and then, boom, it would happen.
Apparently, people don't like receiving bad news. Who knew?
A little salt.
Bruno can see into the future, which is symbolized through hourglass imagery. When he initiates a vision, a dome of sand that glows jade green is created. Since he can see through the sands of time, not only is there an hourglass on his poncho, but the entrance to his tower contains one too. Bruno isn't the only one to wear his magical prowess on his sleeve, but more on that later.
The fate of the family is gonna come down to you.
Number 7. Bruno channels Elsa from Frozen.
Let it go, let it go. When I rise like the break of dawn.
Eagle-eyed Disney fans may have picked up on a few nods to another Disney classic. Bruno, a man with a misunderstood power who's condemned to life in solitude, almost reminds us of a certain snow-loving queen. In fact, we get a nudge-nudge, wink-wink moment when he throws out this line.
And I wanted you to know that your bro loves you so. Let it in, let it out, let it rain, let it snow, let it go.
That's what I'm always saying, bro.
It's not the only time that Encanto alludes to Frozen either. During Luisa's song, Surface Pressure, the sisters are joined by a chorus of donkeys who act as performers and audience members.
Okay.
I move mountains, I move churches, and I glow cause I know what my worth is.
Of course, I mean, hey, where are you going?
Now, we don't know about you, but if you substitute donkeys for reindeer, this gives us some strong Lost in the Woods vibes.
I'm lost in the woods.
Number 6. The symbolism of opposite doors.
Drawers, floors,
there's no antagonist in the movie, one of its biggest sources of conflict comes from Mirabel butting heads with her abuela.
My dad was amazing, and I remember my dad was so.
What are you doing?
As the matriarch of the family, Abuela's room is at the head of the house, and Mirabel's room is directly opposite.
Whoa, let's be clear, Abuela runs this show. Whoa, she let us hear so many years ago.
This represents their opposing worldviews. The younger aspires for change in hopes of a better future. Meanwhile, the elder stands strongly and firmly in tradition. It also foreshadows the movie's ending, as we eventually learn their connection is quite literally the foundations of the casita.
This is my chance. I will save the magic.
And their magical home is at its strongest when grandmother and granddaughter come together.
I thought we would have a different life.
Number 5. The hints about the cracks. Luisa's reggaeton solo number Surface Pressure is quite a bop. But if you listen beyond the song's deceivingly cheery melody, you'll hear Luisa singing about the pressures of her enchanted skill set.
Under the surface.
These characters are having emotional breakthroughs and reunions all in song.
In fact, it seems like she's on the verge of cracking under the expectations placed on her as both the older sister and generally by their community.
I'm losing my gift.
At one point during the song, the actual ground cracks open beneath her as well.
Floor crack, the straw in the stack that breaks the camel's back. What breaks the camel's back? It's pressure like a drip, drip, drip that'll never stop. Whoa.
We don't want to give away the ending, but this seems to foretell later events.
Casita? What's going on?
The magic is in danger. We gotta get out of here!
We must protect our home. We must protect our family.
The cracks indicate a shift in familial dynamics. If only Mirabel had seen the signs sooner.
Maybe I overdo it.
Yep.
Number 4. The significance of their outfits.
This is my family, a perfect constellation. So many stars, and everybody gets to shine.
Clothing can say a lot about a person, and that's certainly true for the madrigals. Whether that's weights on Luisa's skirt, Colombia's national flower the orchid embroidered on Isabella's dress, or chameleons on Camilo's poncho, Agustin's clothes seem to pay homage to his daughters, while Felix's geometric shapes can represent stability for his family. When we first meet Antonio, he's yet to uncover his powers, so he's dressed in white to indicate that he's a blank canvas.
Cousin Dolores can hear a pin drop. Camilo shapeshifts, Antonio gets his gift today.
You might also notice that Mirabel's family dresses in cooler tones, while their cousins opt for warmer colors. Mirabel wears an amalgamation of styles, representing her love for her family.
Where all the people are fantastical and magical. That's who we are in the family madrigal. Adios.
Number 3. Mirabel sings in her own rhythm.
But the harder part and the more rewarding part for me is really just finding what these characters want and what they yearn for and how they feel about each other and finding their pulses and rhythms and what that sounds like when they're talking to each other.
If you're a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda, and we are, then you'll know that his musical genius has no bounds. And he's struck gold once again with the entire Encanto soundtrack. One song that sticks out, however, is Mirabel's I Want song, Waiting on a Miracle.
I'm not fine. I can't move the mountains. I can't make flowers bloom.
For the more musically inclined among us, you might recognize that it's seemingly set to a 3/4 Colombian waltz rhythm. The song was deliberately penned to be slightly out of time with the rest of the movie's music.
One of the things that Lynn said about one of Mirabel's songs is that the timing, he wanted to time it so that it was sort of like a waltz, because a waltz can feel kind of out of time, and Mirabel's character feels out of step with the rest of her family.
As Stephanie Beatriz, who voiced the protagonist, explained, this reflects how Mirabel feels like she doesn't quite fit in with the rest of her family.
I would add to that I hope that if anyone is sort of watching this film and going, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I'm valuable, I don't know if I'm worthwhile, I hope this film gives them a nudge in the direction of like, you are extraordinary, even if you think you're ordinary.
Number 2. Mirabel's glasses.
I gave you the special since you're the only Madrigal kid with no gift. I call it the not special since, you have no gift.
Thanks?
Glasses wearers everywhere were thrilled to finally see a bespectacled Disney protagonist. However, those very glasses are key to the story and actually uncover Mirabel's more understated special powers.
I'm not super strong like Luisa.
The donkey's got out again.
On it! Or effortlessly perfect like Señorita Perfecta Isabella. But Mama, why am I the only one that didn't get a gift? You're just as special as anyone else in this family.
A running theme throughout the movie is that of perspective and understanding.
Even in our darkest moments, there's light where you least expect it.
We see how two individuals can have varying approaches to the same situation and how that might affect their relationship. Also, as anyone who understands Spanish can tell you, mira means sight. In a nutshell, it's Mirabel's unique perspective that helps her see her family beyond their magical powers.
Everyone in your family has these sort of prescribed roles, right? You take them on because of maybe your birth order or maybe who you are to the family. Like, oh, that's the successful one. Oh, that's the crazy one, you know? And your family sort of sees you that way.
That's her super strength and how she's able to bring her family back together.
Gift or no gift, I am just as special as the rest of my family.
Who wants more pink?
All right, guys, where do I drop the wagon?
Maybe your gift is being in denial.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Why kids don't need coffee. In Colombia, it's not unusual for kids to drink coffee, but this one has probably had enough.
It is physically impossible to relax. That's everything. What are your powers? Just tell us what everyone can do.
And that's why coffee's for grown-ups.
Bruno slides. Colombia's 1990 FIFA World Cup game against Germany remains an important event today.
Let me help you. The rats told me everything.
Movie references in surface pressure. Film buffs may have spotted mentions of Hercules and Titanic in this number.
Was Hercules ever like, yo, I don't wanna fight Cerberus under the surface?
Someone's clearly a Doctor Who fan. When anyone enters the Tardis, they're amazed that it's bigger on the inside.
It's like a box with that room just crammed in. It's bigger on the inside.
Is it? I noticed.
Cerveza para el dolor del cabeza. Julieta Madrigal heals with food, and apparently beer is great for headaches.
And that's why Mom Julieta, here's her deal. Whoa! The truth is she can heal you with a meal. Whoa! Her recipes are remedies for real. If you're impressed, imagine how I feel more.
Number 1. The significance of butterflies. It'd be hard to come by a single scene that doesn't feature a butterfly in some way. Some are more obvious, like the butterflies on Mirabel's clothes.
Thanks?
But others are more subtle, such as the song Dos Oruguitas, meaning two caterpillars.
Dos oruguitas enamoradas pasan sus noches y madrugadas.
This motif symbolizes the family's magic, as well as being representative of transformation and change. You'll also notice that they tend to be yellow, which is a nod to Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. Mirabel's butterflies tend to be more colorful, indicating her more unique personality. In the end, a flutter of yellow butterflies appears as Mirabel finally finds her place in the family.
Came to life with magic.
Hola, casita.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.